So, hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about a user inputted program and with the application of sorting algorithm. So, from the word sorting, um, this way we will arrange the data from its particular order. So, let's start. So, yeah, we have here the code. First, we import a package here in the first line. We have seen here the import java that util that asterisk, meaning all package have been imported. So that yeah, that's it. And we have here a public class, a sorting algorithm, and this class is same name of our project name. And but first, checking our codes, we will have to look for the main method. So let's scroll down. So in our main method, we create a scanner or scanner input equals to new scanner system.in. So in the next line, we also display empty or a space so that we can make our program organized or codes organized, to make it good or to make it look good. That's it. So, and in this line, it prompts user to enter the size of array, so depending on its choice, whether 5, 10, or what. So like for example, we input here the 5 as our size of an array, and this 5 or what the user inputted here will be stored in this variable or in this size variable. So as you can see here, we initialize size equals to input the next integer. So this 5 here will be, like what I said, will be stored here in this variable. So size here, size will be equals to 5. So we also create a array. So this array has a size of 5, like what we have said here or earlier. The value 5 is stored in this variable, and thus our array has size variable in it. So that's it. And then next line is a line or the space, like what I've said, to make it organized. And then also it prompts to enter the unsorted elements. That's elements depending on its size. So since we have a 5 as a size of our array, does a user will have to input 5 elements, sorted elements, like we have here 4, 3, 7, 9, 10. That's it. So as you can see here, this is not in ascending order or in a descending order, so it means it's not sorted elements. So as we have seen here, the user inputted program as sorting algorithm, meaning we have to sort the elements using this block of codes, as you can see here. So so to display these elements, we have here a for loop. We have used this for loop, so all you guys knows how it works. So I'd rather have not to discuss or to elaborate it, since you guys have knowledge of it. So the next is, sorry, this is useless. So the next is a line or space. And in this line, we it displays elements before sorting, so this will be displayed, you know. So in our output, it can be displayed twice, you know. So elements before sorting, and for um, for displaying it, we use this for each loop. So I will not elaborate it more since you know it then. And we also here two spaces. So we created here two spaces. So now we have seen here the selection sort array, where our method selection sort is called. So selection sort. So selection sort is, a keyword here is to look for a a shortest value in an array. So yeah, in this parameter, the array has been accepted by this parameter, meaning this method has an access to our array or the elements of array. So let's copy this like this one. So yeah, so this time we we have to sort these elements. So starting with this loop or for loop. So in this we initialize the I equals to 0, and then check if 0 is less than the array length minus 1. So since our 0 is less than, since our size is 5 and it is subtracted by 1, thus equals to 4. So from it, so 0 is less than 4, thus it is true. So since it is true, I have error. So since it's true, then these block of codes will be performed or executed. So here we initialize the minimum index equals to I, which is 0. And then we have here a for loop. So in this loop, we initialize j I plus 1. So here the j will be equals to I0 plus 1 or 1. And then check here if 1 will be less than 2 our size. And then since it is true, since it is true, this block of codes will be performed. So if array j or 1 is less than the array minimum index, or the value of it is the 3 or the index 1. So let's check here if 3 is less than less than the minimum array minimum index, which is index 0, which is the 4. So since it is true, then the minimum index will be equals to j. So from 4 3, it will become 3 and 4. So as you can see here, it is now sorted. So this time we will increment j yeah, we will increment j. So as we increment j, it will now become 2. So j will be equals to 2. So we will check here if 2, you know, 2 is less than 4, so it is true then. So here, if the array j will be less than minimum index. So here we have the array j, which is 2, 2, 0, 1, 2. So 7 is less than array minimum index, which is 3. No, so since it is false, so we don't have to perform it. So yeah, now we will increment j, which now will be equals to 3. So since equals to 3, and then it is true. So this condition is true here. This condition is true, so we perform it. So if the array j, which is 10, oh sorry, oh yeah, it is 9, sorry, 9j, so index 3, the 9 is less than the array minimum index, which is 3. So it is false, so let's never mind with it. So this is not to be performed. So next is to increment the j, so it will now become 4. So check 4 is less than 4. So since it is false, we will now move it here. So we initialize, as you can see here, we initialize the temporary variable equals to the array minimum index. So minimum index, and then array minimum index equals to array I, and array I equals to temporary. So now we can conclude that the elements we input, or the user input, is inserted, or in inserted elements, yeah, sorted form. So we'll now, after it, we'll now go back to the main method. So in our main method, what in our main method, we have seen here the system out that print sorted elements using selection sort. So we have used here a for each loop, and then now screen will be display, or our console will display a sorted form our elements. 3, 4, 9, 3, 4, 7, 9, and 10. So next is we have created here a spaced, and then next is a merge sort array index 0 array dot length minus 1. So we have called here a method merge sort. So we'll now go for a method merge sort. So now we have here our merge sort method. So in this method, it has an access to our array, or the elements on our array, which are the 3, 4, 7, 9, 10. So yeah, so in this method, we initialize the L, or the left, and also the R, or the right. So first we using this if statement, we check if the value of the L will be less than to R, so that we can execute or perform this block of codes. So yeah, so our value here for our L is 0, test which 0 will be less than 2. As you can see here, the array length minus 1. So the length of our array is 5. Thus, if it is subtracted by 1, so it will become 4. So as you can see, 0 or less than 4. So this will be true. So since it is true, this block of code will be performed. So first, we get the mid index, or the index at the middle point. So to get mid, we use this formula. So 1 or L or 0 plus the quantity of r minus 1 or 4 minus 1 divided by 2. So 4 minus 1 or L, sorry, 0 is 0. So 4 minus 0 is 4, and 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 2 plus 0 is 2. So does it conclude that our mid index is 2. So as you can see here, the mid is 7. So yeah, now we merge sort the array left and the mid. So since our mid is index 2, and as you can see, or as you notice with our elements 3, 4, 7, 9, and 10, our mid value here is the mid index 2 is equivalent to 7. And as you can see, the left side of this mid value is 3 and 4. So thus this will only belong to in this line. So it will come 3, 4, 7. So at this point, we separate, or divide this array or the elements into 2 parts. So that's why we came up here at 3, 4, 7. The next is the array mid plus 1, or L. Sorry, 1. L or 1. So mid plus 1. So if the mid is 2, then it will become 3. So our index 3 here is 9. So and our right, or 4, is 10. So thus it will come 9 and 10. Sorry. So in a merge sort, we came up in this solution. So 3, 4, 7. Then the next part is 9 and 10. So now we will merge these two so that we can display sorted elements, or sorted order elements of this element. So yeah, so merge array left, mid, or r or right. So you can see here, we call this method merge, so that we'll have to go to merge method. So as you can see here, in our merge method, we also has the access to our array elements, or the elements of our array, and we also initialize the L, M, and also the R. So this time we'll create a sub arrays, or 2 temporary arrays. So namely A1. Sorry, this is A1 and A2. So in our first group of elements, we have M minus 1, L, or 2 minus 0 and plus 1. So it will become 3. So you notice the A1 has 3 elements in it. So the R minus M, or the 4 minus 2, is equals to 2. So the A2 will have also a two elements on it or stored on it. So here we create a temporary arrays. So the array left, which has the access to our A1, and also the array R, or the right, to equals to our A2. So as you can see here, this A1 has three elements, which is 3, 4, and 7, and A2 has two elements, which are 9 and 10. So now we'll have to merge these two separated groups of elements, or the two temporary arrays. So in order enable to merge these two, I will have to perform this block of codes here. So first is this. So we initialize I equals to 0, then check if 0 will be less than to A1, which is equivalent to A1 equivalent to 3. So since it is true, thus we will perform this code here. So as you can see, the L index 0 is 3. So L0 is 3 equals to, so it will be equal to array 0 as 0. So 3 here will be displayed. So yeah, after it we'll increment the I. So from 0 it will become 1. So 1 is then 3 is also true, and then it's stored here. So I here is 1. So the index 1 is 4. So 4 here will be stored. So next we increment also the I. So the I here will become 2. So if we check 2 is less than 3, it's still true. Thus the L2, or the L2 here, is equivalent to 7, or the index 2, 7. So after that we still increment the I. So from 2 become 3. So we check 3 excuse me, 3 less than 3. So it is now false. So terminate this block of codes. So now we'll move on this block of codes. So here we initialize j equals to 0, and then in this condition we check 0 if 0 is equal or less than to A2, which is equivalent to 2. So since it is true, this block of code here will be performed. So Rj, or 0, was to array mid plus 1 plus j, or L or 1, I don't think, forgot. So 8 will be stored here. Now increment the j. Now j will become 1. So if we check if 1 is less than 2, then 9 will be stored here. So increment the j, and 3 and 2 less than 2. So now it's false. So terminate this block of codes, and now we'll proceed to this. Sorry, this is not for merging arrays. It is storing or copying this temporary arrays to, or the elements here, to this temporary arrays. Now we will have to merge these temporary arrays. So yeah, first we initialize the indices, or the initial indices to 0, I equals to 0 and j equals to 0, and also we initialize k equals to 1. So here you use a while loop. So while I is less than to a1, or I 0 less than to a1 is 3, and 0 less than to 2, so the equivalent value of a2. So since we use this logical operator or the AND logical operator, this condition will be true if both of this condition, this and this, to be true. So if there will be false here, or there will be one condition conclude false, thus this whole condition, or yeah, this whole condition will be false. So as you can see here, 0 is less than 3 and 0 is less than 2, so it is true. Then we will have to perform this block of codes here. So if L 0 or I 0 is less than or equal Rj, j is also 0. So if we distribute these values, so L1 is equals to 3, and check if it is less than or equal to R0, which is, as you can see here, it is 8. So yeah, 8. So since it is true, we'll have to perform this. So now we'll store our 3. So array k, so Li or L0 index 0 here, or our index 0 is 3 here. So 3 will be stored here. So increment I, so I will become 1. Since both of these conditions are true, thus we will be performing these block of codes. So if Li or 1 will be less than 2 Rj, so if 1 or this 4 less than, so since it's true, we'll have to perform this one. So array k is equals to Li or 1, or the index 1, so 4. So now have to see 4 has been stored in our array. So now we still increment the value of I. So from 1 it will now become 2. So since still true, both of these conditions are true, thus it is true. So if Li or 2 is less than or equals to Rj or 0, so as you can see here, our index 2 is 7. So if we check 7 less than or equal to 8, so it is still true. So we'll have to perform this block of code. So yes, you can see here our 7 will be stored. Now we increment the value of I. So from 2 it will become 3. So as you can see here, this condition is false and this condition is true. Thus it still become false. So since it is false, we'll now move to this block of codes here, else statement. So in our else, we'll store array k equals to Rj. So we'll now store 3, 4, 7. So we'll now store the index 0. So R index 0 is 8. So 3, 4, 7, 8 will now have these elements. So now we'll increment the j. So as you can see here, so the j will become 1. So it's still false. This condition is still false. So we will proceed to these else statements. This else statement now will proceed in storing our last index, the index 1. So our index 1, which is 9. Now we'll increment j. So now it becomes, 2. So as you can see, both of these conditions are false. So obviously it is false since we use this AND logical operator. Now, so we have here the sorted elements. We'll go back to our main method. So here, so we have here the system out that print sorted elements using merge sort. So using for each loop, will display these elements or sorted elements 3, 4, 7, 9, and 10. So yeah, so that's it. And also close this one. So to prove that this program works, I will try to run this right now so that you can see the actual output. So enter size for array is 5. So what is base this one? 4, 3, 4, 3, 7, 9, and 10. So yeah, we have here the elements before sorting. So as you can see here, we'll view or display this one twice, or this unsorted elements twice. And the sorted elements using selection sort is 3, 4, 7, 9, 10, as well as sorted elements using merge sort 3, 4, 7, 9, 10. So yeah, so you can see we're done with our discussion. So I hope you learned something in this video. So thank you.